The genesis of modern UFO sightings occurs on Tuesday, June 24, 1947. That afternoon, a salesman from Boise, Idaho makes a fateful decision. Having just completed a business trip to Chehalis, Washington, Kenneth Arnold sets off behind the controls of his 3-seat, single-engine plane. A private aviator with 4,000 hours of flight experience, Arnold is perfectly at home in the air. En route to Yakima, Washington, he changes course and heads for the Cascade Mountains. 6 months earlier, a marine transport plane crashed somewhere in the expanse of snow-capped peaks. Despite search efforts, both the wreckage and the 32 bodies remain missing. Families of the victims have raised a $5,000 reward for anyone who locates the crash site. With his background as a part-time rescue pilot, Arnold decides to try his luck. Soaring over Mount Rainier at 3 p.m., Arnold scans the vast wilderness below when a powerful burst of light catches his attention. He peers directly ahead and spots 9 mysterious aircraft streaking by in a V formation. Arnold describes the planes as half-moon shaped, flat like a disc, oval in front, and extremely shiny, their surfaces nickel-plated and mirroring the sun's bright rays. In Arnold's own words, they were shaped like saucers and were so thin I could barely see them. To his amazement, the bizarre craft have no tails, yet they somehow flip from side to side in unison. Thinking the erratic objects may only be reflections on the glass, Arnold manages to open his window, but the 9 craft remain clearly visible. He watches, stunned, as the formation zips between Mount Rainier and Mount Adams, covering the 50-mile distance in under 2 minutes. Arnold clocks the objects at an astonishing 1,200 miles per hour, nearly twice the speed of sound. Finally, the formation disappears from view, leaving Arnold speechless. A sketch, inspired by his original description, appears days later in the Idaho Statesman, showing how the objects would have looked from overhead. Arnold provides a sketch of his own 2 weeks later, emphasizing that when the circular objects were level, he could see only thin black lines. Following his mid-air encounter, Arnold lands at Yakima before continuing to Pendleton, Oregon, where he shares his remarkable story with reporters Bill Beckett and Nolan Skiff. Published in the East Oregonian, the article sparks a media frenzy. Newspapers across North America spread word of Arnold's brush with the saucer-shaped enigmas. Out of the flurry of headlines, a new term explodes into popular culture: flying saucers. The media takes a half-serious, half-joking approach to the story, while spokesmen for the Army and the CAA dismiss the entire account. But Arnold's rock-solid reputation makes him a highly credible witness, and in a matter of hours, he isn't alone. Multiple witnesses in Washington State and Oregon step forward, claiming to have seen the same bright, silvery discs. More reports quickly emerge from Oklahoma, Idaho, and Missouri. New Mexico becomes a magnet for the saucers. Texas, Kentucky, Illinois, Utah, Colorado, and California soon join the list of states visited by the shimmering aerial discs. Canadians declare their own sightings, first in British Columbia, making the Pacific Northwest the heart of the UFO surge. Thousands of miles away in Atlantic Canada, 4 residents of Summerside, Prince Edward Island, behold a radiant object sailing through the sky. Like witnesses south of the border, the 4 claim to hear absolutely no noise. Just 2 days later, the tranquil island plays host to 3 separate sightings, all occurring at virtually the same time. 10 days since the Arnold encounter, the unexplained saucers had blanketed the continent. But this first week and a half represents only a whisper compared to the deafening bellow of Friday, July 4th.